Have you ever noticed how time seems to stretch endlessly when you're waiting, but flies by when you're having fun or deeply focused? That's because humans don't experience time in a strictly objective way. Instead, our sense of time is shaped by how much attention we're paying, what emotions we're feeling, and what we expect to happen. Unlike a clock, our brains interpret time based on memory and attention, making our perception flexible and often inaccurate. For example, a boring meeting can feel like it lasts forever, while an exciting event seems to end in a flash. This flexibility is why time can feel so inconsistent from one moment to the next. Brains don't have a single built-in clock. Instead, time perception is managed by several regions, like the prefrontal cortex, basal ganglia, and cerebellum. These areas work together to estimate how long things take and to predict what might happen next. But here's the catch. Your mental state, whether you're stressed, bored, or excited, can change how these systems function. Stress can make time feel like it's dragging, while enjoyment can make hours disappear. This means our experience of time is always shifting, depending on what's happening inside our minds. Future often feels far away and abstract, which makes it hard for us to value future rewards as much as immediate ones. This is called temporal discounting. Our brains evolved to focus on immediate survival, not long-term planning. That's why we tend to procrastinate or make decisions that favor short-term pleasure over long-term benefits. The future self seems like a stranger, disconnected from who we are right now, making it tough to plan ahead or stick to big goals. When we imagine the future, our brains rely on memory. But memory isn't a perfect record, it's selective and emotional. We tend to remember highlights and forget the effort involved, leading to what's called optimism bias. This makes us underestimate how long tasks will take or how difficult they'll be. Over time, past events also feel shorter and less significant, which can distort our expectations for the future and make us overly optimistic in our planning. Large, vague goals can make time feel even more confusing. When the future lacks structure, our brains feel overwhelmed and motivation drops. This often leads to avoidance instead of action. The good news is that breaking big goals into smaller, concrete steps helps our brains understand time more clearly and reduces stress. By creating structure, we make it easier to take action and stay motivated. Our emotions have a powerful effect on how we experience time. Anxiety can make time feel urgent and compressed, while depression slows it down. Excitement, on the other hand, makes time pass quickly. When we're under emotional stress, our brains focus on survival, not accuracy, which can lead to impulsive decisions and distorted predictions about the future. Plan for the future more accurately, it's important to recognize our natural biases. Instead of relying on feelings, use structure. Break goals into steps, estimate time realistically, and add extra time as a buffer. Focusing on the process, not just the outcome, helps ground your planning in reality. This approach makes it easier to follow through and adapt when things change. Understanding that everyone misjudges time can be freeing. It's not a personal failure, it's a universal cognitive limitation. By becoming aware of this, you can let go of self-blame and start using external systems like calendars, routines, and reminders to support your planning. Adding structure to your life helps you compensate for these natural limits and improves your accuracy. In the end, humans misjudge time because our brains weren't designed to be perfect planners. Time is shaped by emotion, memory, and attention, making the future feel distant and unclear. But by understanding these limits and using structure, you can relate to the future more realistically and make better decisions. Remember, time isn't something to control, but something to work with.